from the land of the living dead to Hollywood. They haven't yet put a virtual actor on the big screen, not unless you count Sylvester Stallone. But the subject of virtual reality is now finding its way into the movies. Ralph Fiennes starred in Strange Days, a brutal and provocative film set in the near future where real-life experiences are traded on video discs.
It was recorded reality, recorded by the eyesight of any person, and then onto a disc, and then being able to be played back by other people so they could have that experience. The Trodes was the playback thing, and they were designed to fit on your head, and then you had to be able to take them off in pain or anguish, and they always got caught in your hair, so you had to cut. My own feeling is that I don't think it's possible to capture technically the essence of the human, an individual human spirit. I don't want to believe it's going to be true, and I don't think it will be possible to create contrive something that can create the human spirit. I just don't think, or any animal, any living organism. And we can replicate it and be fascinated and be thrilled at our achievement in replicating brilliantly ourselves or an animal or our world. But I think there's an essence. The word spirit keeps coming to my mind because that is something I don't think a human being can make another spirit. I think that is just there. I think that exists, you know.
I think the technology is an expression of dreams. I think that we dream about, gee, it'd be nice to fly, it'd be nice to go between point A and point B faster, it'd be nice to save time doing this, and then somewhere that gets into the group mind, and then it comes out as a invention in someone's mind. So I think things are dreamed first and then made later.
Hollywood's current preoccupation with virtual reality is spectacular. But is there a danger that our humanity will be lost in this love affair with technology?
I think we're able to express the conception of much more fantastic things than we were able to before. I think that the digital tools just extend our ability to put that up on the canvas, just as any tools, you know, any technology allows you to do that. So it really is just an extension of ourselves. I think all of the imaginative activity is still basically the same. I don't think the tools have created a new level of human imagination. I think we're just starting to see what human imagination has always been about anyway.
Director Brett Leonard got even more virtual in his next film, Virtuosity.
Lumberman was really about, here is this technology and kind of educating the viewer to the idea that we could go into subjective computer graphic worlds where virtuosity is really more of a psychological cautionary tale. It's about, what if we're able to construct artificial personalities? What does that mean? What kind of mirror are we creating to our own humanity? And I think that technology has a tendency to distill certain things. I think it can distill the best of what we're about. It could also distill the worst of what we're about. And unfortunately, in history, it's mostly been used to distill the worst of what we're about, you know, in the form of weaponry and such, which, of course, warfare has always been the thing that drives most technology in culture to this point anyway. I think that trying to shift that, trying to make technology be driven by something apart from warfare is one of the things I'm trying to talk about.
But I think that there'll be room for both. I mean, there will still be a market for films and television that uses real people and the emotions of real people and all the oddities and fallibility. I mean, I think, you know, we'll still want Mike Leigh to make his films. And I don't think virtual actors will come close to what he achieves. But there'll be other kinds of films with virtual actors, you know, what you're talking about, which I think probably will be very exciting and intriguing.
Virtual reality is here to stay as part of the Hollywood entertainment machine. But beyond the world of movies, it's reaching into all sorts of other areas. According to designers, making everything virtual and 3D will change our lives. Inside this helmet are two small TVs wired to a computer. The helmet senses your body movements and shows you a 3D computer-generated picture. So you believe you're actually in this car. As you move your head, the computer shows you the image from your point of view. It's changed the lives of the military. Now they can fly virtual missions, and if they crash, no one gets hurt, and they don't lose a multi-million-pound jet. It's even changed the work of architects. This is a 3D plan of a proposed university in Kuwait, which the architect can fly his client around before the builders move in. You can even go on a virtual safari, and if the animals get out of hand, you can switch them off. The designers of virtual reality are working on making VR into a big leisure activity. The graphics are still pretty crude, but the simulations feel increasingly convincing for the players. Big business is investing billions in technology that will bring VR to the office and the home. One of the pioneers is Sun Microsystems.
In your living room, when it's time to watch the soccer match, the soccer field is right on your coffee table. And there are all the little players kicking the little balls around right on that table. And you didn't leave the real world. If your child is crying, you can look over and see what's going on. You're not attached to anything. And this will be much more freedom and much more interaction than we have in today's, much more closeted worlds.
Soon, instead of looking at a TV screen, you'll have it all around you. You may have only just got used to the VCR, but if you believe this lot, get ready for VR.
I think we're going to find we've already all been working in 3D worlds for many years by then. It'll be as natural as we walk around streets right now in the real world. We'll be used to walking through 3D yellow pages, 3D different ways of interacting with information. More and more of our entertainment will be 3D. What will start changing is the workplace will change as well. That more of the tasks that we do right now on those flat screens, anything other than words, if it would be better done in 3D, we'll be doing it that way. We are now in 3D on this workstation, moving through it dynamically in real time. We have a number of different controlling devices for being able to interact in 3 dimensions. And we're doing in tracking here where automatically these glasses are controlling what portion of the image is being seen.
What the glasses do is they cover over one eye at a time, really fast, and then the monitor shows me one picture and then another really fast, so that for each eye I have a different picture. So it's just like looking at things in reality. For each eye you have a different picture. If you close one eye, you see one thing. You close the other eye, you see another. So I can see this in 3 dimensions. And also the glasses have a special device on them that tell the computer where my head is. So the computer also adjusts for what position my head is in. Sort of like when you move your head around, you can see something different. And if you move your head somewhere else, you see another image. So it really feels like you're there with the object that you're working on,
As we look back and forth, the system here is tracking where the viewer's head is, and it's dynamically changing the scene in the same way that you see very much like a hologram. But that's good for viewing. How do we actually create and manipulate things here? Well, we've got a couple different devices here. We have a 3D mouse or wand, and we can draw and change things with this. We're also experimenting with a new device, which is a 3D glove. And just like now we have both mice and trackballs, in the 3D future we're going to have many different comfortable interaction metaphors.
This is a 3-dimensional shape here, not just a 2-dimensional shape. And I can then give it an eyebrow here, or anything I want. And then I could duplicate that, for example, and flip it.
While these early prototype devices might look crude, and while we haven't yet worked out what to do with them, the boffins are convinced that this VR technology has a future.
Something like that. And then I can look around and see, and if I have 3D on, I move my own head around like this.
We can finally take virtual reality seriously. This is serious entertainment media. It is being seriously used in industrial applications, in medical applications, and artistic applications.